All right, forget missiles and nuclear weapons. The Islamic regime, the unelected occupiers of the people and land of Iran, have already discovered a way more effective weapon that hardly anyone is talking about. Here are the top 5 most chilling facts you need to know about why the Ayatollah is already winning this war without having to fire a single shot. Let's break it down. Fact number 1. The Proud Boys plot was not who you thought it was. Remember the Proud Boys voter intimidation tactics during the 2020 US elections?
Received threatening emails telling them to vote for Trump or else.
From the far-right group, the Proud Boys.
Well, it turns out it wasn't MAGA, it was an Islamic regime psyop the whole time. During the 2020 elections, the Islamic regime went full-blown Mrs. Doubtfire and pretended to be white nationalists. According to the FBI, 2 Iranian nationals hacked into the US voter registration data, then posed as the Proud Boys, sending intimidating emails to voters and posting fake videos of voter fraud. Their goal was simple: erode the trust in American democracy and the voter system. Now, the US Justice Department eventually found out and indicted them, but the damage was already done. The ripple effects of the polarization between the left and the right and the distrust in the American system still persists to this day. But that's not all. Later, Twitter would reveal that there are over 1,000 Iranian regime-linked accounts posting over 1 million tweets, all with the purpose of trying to manipulate the way that Americans think. Now ask yourself, how much of the polarization and hate between the left and the right within the West is organic and self-caused, and how much of it has been caused from the outside in? Leave your comments down below. Fact number 2, the assassins are here. Did you know that the Islamic regime have a part of their military called Unit 840, which is a global assassination squad tasked with taking out Iranian dissidents and US political figures on foreign soil? In November 2024, federal prosecutors charged 3 men, Farhad Shakeri, Carlisle Riviera, and Jonathan Lodeholt, for their involvement in an Iranian regime-backed murder-for-hire plot to assassinate Donald Trump. In fact, Trump's team have since been using decoy Air Force One planes and ghost motorcades just to outmaneuver IRGC assassins. And in 2022, while staying at a hotel in Paris, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was targeted by this very same Unit 840 who tried to take his life. And in Brooklyn, New York, assassins were given $1.5 million just to take out a single prominent Iranian dissident who was living there. Unit 840 of the IRGC is perhaps one of the greatest national security threats facing America and the West at large today. And yet still most Americans and Europeans don't know a single thing about it. If this is the first time you're hearing about it, don't let it stay in the dark. Share this video now. On to fact number 3. The Islamic regime go after both sides. During the 2024 US elections, the Islamic regime hacked into both the Democrat and Republican campaigns. Now, interestingly, Trump's campaign faced the most aggressive targeting, including coordinated disinformation and hack and leak operations. And according to the DOJ, 3 IRGC members stole and leaked confidential campaign data and infiltrated sensitive systems. Now, this data that they leaked didn't only get sent back to the Ayatollah in Tehran, it was handed on a silver platter over to US media outlets for it to become rocket fuel on the dumpster fire that is US politics. And what they also did was they took data stolen from the Trump campaign and gave it over to the Joe Biden campaign. Now, did they do that to try and help Joe Biden win? Maybe, but it had more to do with achieving what Abraham Lincoln had warned, which is a house divided against itself cannot stand. And so when the Islamic regime and the Ayatollah are chanting on a daily basis death to America, they're not saying death to the Republican Party or death to the Democrat Party. They want the death of all of you guys. So America, it may be time to consider who the unintended beneficiaries were this entire time while you guys have been hating on either side of the fence, because I'm telling you this, every time you did, the Islamic regime and the Ayatollah were loving every second of it. Fact number 4, the Iran-Russia-China alliance. Did you know that Iran's cyber warfare just entered a new phase, and now they've got backup? In 2025, Iran officially signed formal cyber cooperation treaties with both Russia and China, aligning 3 of the most aggressive digital authoritarian states on Earth. These partnerships include cyber espionage, infrastructure development, and information ops. And it has turned Iran into a global player in election interference. Now, despite having way less tech muscle than its allies, its influence actually rivals theirs as it punches way above its digital weight by leveraging chaos as a weapon. And look, let's be honest, no major country is innocent of foreign interference or espionage to some degree. To think otherwise is just naive. However, there's a huge difference between talking about democracies and authoritarian regimes that crush dissent, that hang its activists, that have apocalyptic visions of the end times and wiping out countries off the map. People risk their lives to flee to America, to flee to Europe, to Australia, and to various other countries, not the other way around. And that should tell us a lot when it comes to the ways in which these countries are enacting their forms of foreign interference. And finally, last but not least, fact number 5, Operation Charming Kitten. All right, I kid you not. This is the most Austin Powers thing to have ever come out of Iran, apart from my dad walking around the country with his chest hair in the early 70s. Let's get to it. It's called Operation Charming Kitten, and it's the actual code name for part of the Islamic regime's cyber warfare strategy, and what it does will blow your mind. And before you say it, no, this isn't about spreading cat memes over the internet. It's the Islamic regime's state-backed espionage campaign run by the Islamic Republic's most powerful intelligence forces. Many don't realize that the Islamic regime command an arsenal of advanced persistent threat groups, each with its own target, style, mandate, and you guessed it, codename. First off, you have APT-33, otherwise known as ELF-IN. And they're not as jolly as it sounds, I assure you. Their main focus is on aviation and energy, with a speciality in industrial sabotage. Next up, you have APT-34, codename Oil Rig. Their main focus is targeting banks, governments, and infrastructure, especially in the Persian Gulf. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, APT-35, otherwise known as Charming Kitten. This is the crown jewel in their arsenal. Experts in spear phishing, influence ops, and cyber infiltration of activists, journalists, and even US political figures. However, they don't stop there. The Islamic regime have cyber militias, such as the Besiege Cyber Council, which are comprised of like these nerdy terrorists, which are on the internet spreading propaganda, hacking, and surveilling in order to spread their message online. You've also got state-run media outlets like Press TV, which are broadcast to the West with this kind of polished international face to them. Now, all of this is part of the new cyber warfare frontier, where the battleground has moved to our iPhones, our laptops, and our own minds. So the next time a suspicious link shows up in your inbox, pause and ask yourself, is this just random spam, or is this a mousetrap sent by a Persian cat in Tehran? If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and be one of the first to watch my next top 5 facts videos releasing soon, and I can already tell you it's going to blow your mind. If this video made you think, share it with someone you know. If it disturbed you, let me know in the comments section below, and I'll see you in the next video.